Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And we're back with some more competitive ranked Sword and Shield Pokemon battles. Singles. Same team we used last time. We are still in the beginner tier while we're looking for a opponent here, or the game is looking for an opponent for us. Let's try Rose's music. Alright, so remember our main goal is to get Hatterene in either by Volt switching or U-turning, set up a trick room, and then Hatterene will outspeed basically everything. Everything, just everything. And then we'll just smash everything with a Dynamaxed Hatterene. Alright, so let's look at our opponent's team. He has a fairly slow team overall. He's got that Ditto there. That Ditto could always be troublesome. But with a slower team, I feel like I could bring Darmanitan this time. We haven't brought Darmanitan yet. He has a Choice Band instead of a Choice Scarf. I am considering swapping the Choice Scarf and Choice Band on the Darmanitan and Dragapult. However, I still like the applications of having the Choice Scarf on the Dragapult. Rotom and Dragapult. Yeah, we're not even gonna bring Hatterene. I don't think. Well, Psychic and Fairy don't hit most of that stuff, or any of that stuff, for super effective. So why bring it? Just because it's a Hatterene team does not mean I always need to bring Hatterene. You only bring 3 Pokemon. So let's see what we can get done here. We got. Oh. We're starting off with the Ditto. It's a shiny Ditto. Okay. Imposter. Oh, Imposter lets it transform upon entry. Well, that's interesting. Rotom, I hope you can take this. What does my Darmanitan know? I should probably look that up. It's got an Ice move. It's got Flare Blitz. It's got Earthquake, which Rotom's immune to Earthquake. And it's got, what's his fourth move? Oh yeah, U-turn, so it's a bug type. So yeah, this Rotom is going to resist everything this Darmanitan does. And that Ditto, I'm also betting that Ditto has a Choice Scarf on it. Whereas I have the Choice Band, so yeah, I didn't want to just lose my Darmanitan there, because I know that's what would have happened. Let's go for a Will-O-Wisp here, cut its attack. You're going to Dynamax with my Darmanitan. I don't know about that. I don't feel like that's what you want to be doing. Max, that's definitely not what you want to be doing. Okay, so yeah, Levitate made us immune to that. Oh, we missed the Will-O-Wisp? Darn it. That's not good. But then again, I'm still asking the question, what is this Darmanitan going to do to me? We have max HP and max defense, Bold Nature on this Rotom. So it can just take physical hits like a champ. It can take him even better if the opponent's burned. There's a max Hailstorm. We still resist this. But the thing I don't like about this is it's going to set Hail, which is basically going to negate my Leftovers recovery. Ha! We hit it that time. So now he's going to do even less damage. And we're just taking these hits from a Dynamax Pokemon like a champ. Now, I can understand if someone's new to this, okay, they don't know that Rotom has the Levitate ability, so they use the ground type attack on it. But really, before you do competitive play, you should at least familiarize yourself with the more popular Pokemon and have a general sense of their typing, their abilities, their general stats. You know, you want to know that, like, okay, Darmanitan's a physical attacker. Okay, Rotom is probably carrying Will-O-Wisp. And it has Levitate. So at least familiarize yourself with some of the most popular Pokemon that are being used, because guess what? You're probably going to play against them. And he's going to switch out now. Okay, that's fine. Going for the overheat here. Yeah, we've used up his Dynamax. We still have our Dynamax available to us. That brings me to the topic of Smogon. Smogon. They have their own little competitive format that they use on Pokemon Showdown. It's an online simulator thing. I kind of thought that might have happened. I was just wondering how much we could bulk this guy out, and we still survived an Aqua Jet, and now his Golisopod is burned. Now, unfortunately, this Rotom is a little bit worse for wear, but I still feel like I want to save it for something. Oh, he's going to eat a berry so he doesn't have to use his emergency exit ability. Okay, that's fine. Golisopod is a really interesting Pokemon to me. It's a bug-water type. I love that type combination. Oh, we're going to bring in Dragapult. I know this thing gets Sucker Punch, but it's burned, so I'm not super concerned about it. Okay, perfect. And the hail is gone. So we can bring the Rotom back in if we need to. Oh, pardon me there. Okay, so yeah, let's just fire off some Dragon Darts. That didn't do bad damage. I mean, it brought him under half, so we're going to trigger emergency exit. So now he's got to switch out. He doesn't get to attack me. I'm down with that. We are locked into Dragon Darts. Okay, so what do we got? We got the Ditto again. Now, I don't know... This might be a speed tie, but this is why I have Choice Scarf on here. He's burned, though. He's burned, and he's a physical Dragapult. So I'm just going to fire off Dragon Darts again. I don't know if this is a speed tie for sure or not. We are, perfect IV on this Dragapult. Well, except special attack, but we're not using special attack. We're max speed EVs. We're Jolly Nature with a Choice Scarf. That's as fast as you can get with a Dragapult. Some people might think, well, that's kind of excessive. And in 95% of the cases, you're probably right. But I want to make sure that this Dragapult can outspeed darn near everything. It can outspeed any other Dragapult. And what else am I going to put the EV investment in on this thing? We're all physical attackers. I mean, yeah, we could go a mixed attacking, but I don't want to do that with this particular Dragapult. I'll have a mixed Dragapult at some point in time, I'm sure. It's just not going to be this one. And now we see our opponent's third and final Pokemon is the Ninetales. So I'm just going to go ahead and maximize our potential here with Dragapult. There's no reason not to. And we'll just go for the Max Wormwind. Not quite a one-shot there, but that's okay. Still did massive damage. Disable. I don't think you can disable Dynamax Pokemon. I could be wrong. I'm going to go for the Max Steel Spikes because it's going to kill something. Or our opponent's just going to forfeit. That happens as well. He didn't make any changes to his trainer card. That's the default trainer card look. I made mine look like you know, I'm a Super Saiyan powering up. And we are ranking up here in the beginner tier. Oh, I get a prize for that. Awesome. Alright, let's switch music up. Oleana, sure. And we got a trainer. It's Gaba. Okay, what's he got? Seismitoad, Ferrothorn, Dragapult, Sylveon, Rotom, Heat, and Dracovish. Half this team looks pretty familiar. Alright, so what do I want to do? I mean, this looks like a great place for Hatterene, because it can take on the Ferrothorn, it can take on the Dragapult, as long as I get Trick Room up. That's the key. So I'm gonna go. I've got time. He's not locked in either. If he was, you'd see standing by at the bottom there. So he's really thinking about this himself. So I'm going to lead with Rotom, I think. That seems like a decent lead here. Dragapult and... No. I'm going to lead with Dragapult, Rotom. Yeah, I changed my mind on that Rotom lead just in case he leads like Seismitoad or Dracovish. Now, this is kind of neat music, too. I like the music in Sword and Shield. Oh, now, speaking of leading with Seismitoad. Of course, this is post-commentary late at night Mega, so I know what happens in these battles, but I'm just trying to explain things from the thought perspective of past gameplay me, because past gameplay me didn't know that this was going to happen. I don't know what to do here, so we're just going to fire off a U-turn and see what our opponent does. Okay, that is very important information, so that tells me that his Seismitoad does not want to tangle with my Dragapult. He doesn't know our Dragapult is scarfed yet, either. He knows it has U-turn. Let's see. I don't just want to go into Hatterene here because he can just Dynamax and use a Ghost attack and kill it. I need to get Trick Room off. And I can't do that yet, so let's go with Rotom, and let's just fire off a Will-O-Wisp. Most Dragapults will be physical to some extent, so let's do this. Let's see what he does. I think this music also fits the way this trainer looks. I swear I didn't plan this. Okay, so we're gonna... Okay. No Will-O-Wisp. So now that Seismitoad is burned. Now, I don't know if Seismitoad is, like, physical or special or what. Or what Seismitoad prefers. I know it's a water ground type, so I'm not going to Volt Switch. Do I want to go for Hex? Hex is not going to kill it, though. And it can use water attacks. It can use special water attacks. Now, here's the thing. His Seismitoad did not want to fight my Dragapult. So let's just go back into Dragapult. Because at the initial face-off, he switched out. Okay, so he's got Hydro Pump. That wouldn't have done a ton anyways because we resist that. And you know what? We're not going to have a second verse same as the first here. Let's just fire off a Dragon Darts because he doesn't want that Seismitoad in on this Dragapult. So that tells me he doesn't do good against it. While we don't have a Grass attack to hit it super effectively, that's okay. He less wants this matchup than what we do. And if he brings out his Dragapult again, well, it's just going to get slaughtered. Also, he still doesn't know that we're Choice Scarf Dragapult because our only Dragapult attacks have happened when he does switches. And there goes one of his big threats. Okay, show me your third Pokemon now. He still doesn't know my third Pokemon. That's another key, is try to withhold information from your opponent for as long as you can. Like, if you have to show your third Pokemon before they show theirs, even if it's like you're still dealing with their first Pokemon, do it. Make the best plays, but withhold information when and if you can. So we have a Rotom here. We're getting a little bit of a mirror match vibe here. But see, he doesn't know we have Hatterene. And Hatterene has Magic Bounce. We can switch Hatterene in on this. I'm much more comfortable on this. Because Will-O-Wisp is just going to get bounced back due to our Magic Bounce. Yeah. Non-damaging moves are just going to get bounced back on you. Of course, you can't burn a fire type, so Will-O-Wisp just did nothing. Oh, Discharge. That has a 30% chance of paralyzing. While I wouldn't mind the speed drop, because I'm just setting up Trick Room, I don't want the chance of being fully paralyzed. Okay, now it's time to go for it. Let's maximize our potential. And we're going to go for a Psychic, which turns into Max Mindstorm. Now, I'm still getting familiar with these terrains. There's like 4 different terrains. I think there's 4. Grassy terrain, electric terrain, psychic terrain, and then the misty terrain, which I think misty terrain is off of the fairy attack. Well, Max Mindstorm is going to set... Yeah, we just obliterated... That killed it, right? Max Mindstorm is going to set psychic terrain, which is going to power up psychic attacks. Oh, it didn't kill it. That's okay. It's got very little health left. Okay, so he's switching into his Seismitoad. So now our Max Mindstorm is going to do a little bit more damage than what it previously did. He hasn't Dynamaxed either. He's going to have to Dynamax with this. He doesn't have anything else left. If we run down the timer on our Trick Room, our Dragapult can just clean up the Rotom later, if need be. Now with the HP boost he got, I don't know if this is going to kill, but we've got Life Orb, we've got Max Special Attack, Quiet Nature. Oh, so close, so close. And the Psychic Terrain. I believe Psychic Terrain also stops priority attacks from... Does it stop them from working entirely, or does it just stop them from being priority attacks? That I don't know. See, these terrains got introduced in Sun and Moon, and I did very little with Sun and Moon. Like, I did a Nuzlocke of Moon, and that was it. Oh, but burn damage, was that... Did he have a Life Orb as well? Might have had Life Orb and burn damage. I didn't think burn would have killed him from that range. I wasn't fully paying attention. I wasn't paying attention on the replay either. Whatever, it's dead, so... All he's got left is his Rotom. Not going to bring out my Dragapult to deal with it, because we're still under Trick Room. But a Hex should finish it off. What's it going to do to me? Oh, and my Rotom is slower. I do not have a minus speed nature on this Rotom. It's just it's a bold nature. I think I already said that. But I didn't put any EV points into speed, so I'm betting either we had a speed tie there, and I just won the speed tie, or his Rotom actually has some points in speed EVs, and it was faster than me, so Trick Room inverts, my Rotom goes first. Hey, we are officially in the Pokeball tier. Yeah, we gotta get up to Master Ball. We're working our way there. 20 battle points. Like all these battle points we're getting. Can definitely use those. Let's go for a Team Yell theme. They've got an interesting theme. Alright, let's see. I want this Hatterene Trick Room to really work. It was working there in the last game. It did what it set out to do. Battle against Ken. Right, let's see his team. Escadrille, Dracofish, Dragapult, EQC or Isq, I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's an ice type. Hydreigon and Aegislash. And he is ready to go. He's got a couple dragons there. I definitely want to bring Hatterene. We just got to U-turn into something. I'm going to lead with Rotom, because most of his stuff probably doesn't want to get burned. I'm going to bring the Ferrothorn along, because we haven't brought him yet. Ferrothorn, mainly to deal with that Dracovish. I don't think Excadrill's really going to like seeing a Ferrothorn either. Although I know he's got some fire attacks on there as well. Well, he's going to have to bring his stuff with fire attacks, because we're bringing our Ferrothorn. Alright, what's the lead here? Dragapult. Okay. I mean, Dragapult, I know it gets... I'm pretty sure it gets Surf and or Hydro Pump, but most Dragapults don't really carry that. At some point, that's going to come back to bite me in the butt, and I'm going to run into something that does. But for right now, I feel pretty safe just firing off a Will-O-Wisp here. Okay, Hydreigon. Well, Hydreigon is generally a special attacker. Although, check out its base stats. Don't ignore its physical attack either. But I think it's much better suited as a special attacker. I want to use one of those sometime. I like most of the Dragon-type Pokemon. You'll probably come to find that out. You know what? Let's just go for a Volt Switch. I don't want to manually switch into anything. He's Dynamaxing. This could get bad. This could be a Hydro Pump. I know this thing gets Hydro Pump. I mean, if it's Dynamaxing, he's expecting our Rotom to stay in. Max Geyser, yeah, he's got Hydro Pump on this thing. Goodbye, Rotom. And that sets Rain. That's the only part about this I don't like, because now if he goes for Max Geyser again, it's going to do more damage because it's Rain boosted. I can't bring Ferrothorn. I know it's got a fire attack. We're just going to have to bring in Hatterene here. I should hopefully be able to... We're going to hope we survive an attack here. We have to set up Trick Room if we're going to stand any chance of winning this. Max Geyser. I mean, Dark and Dragon attacks aren't going to be super effective here. Actually, we're immune to Dragon attacks. Well, Hatterene's hanging on, but just barely. Alright, we're going to maximize our potential. Yes, I know our Hatterene is really low on health. And I think with Life Orb... Now, past gameplay me was thinking with Life Orb, I might only get 2 attacks off before Life Orb damage kills me. But the Life Orb drop, as you're going to see, is actually taking off of our base HP, not our Dynamax HP. Because it normally takes 10%. So I'm like, okay, 10% is 32, or 33. And go for the Max Starfall here. Yeah, that's a dead Hydreigon. Sets Misty Terrain, which I think Misty Terrain, the Fairy type terrain, you might hear me call it that, I think it makes it so Pokemon can't be inflicted with status effects, and it lowers the power of Dragon type attacks, because everyone's going to use Dragon type attacks against this Fairy type, you know. And here I got surprised because we didn't lose 33 HP, we lost HP equal to 10% of our normal base HP, so that's cool. And you're bringing out Dragapult. What is your third thing? Because you know this isn't going to work for you. Trick Room says I go first. Okay, so when we get Hatterene in, we get the Trick Room up, and Hatterene just knocks out all 3 Pokemon. We're going to call that a hat trick. That seems very appropriate. Oh, it's the little ice penguin thingy. It's raining, so I don't really want to go with the Max Flare. Let's just go Max Mindstorm. I don't know what this thing does. I know it functions like Mimikyu, so it has... We gotta break its face. Or it still takes damage while we break its ice face. Okay. It's dead. We got the hat trick. But yeah, that is how this team is supposed to work. We didn't even have to use our Ferrothorn. So yeah, when I saw that, I also wasn't worried because we still had a Ferrothorn in the back, and I'm pretty sure that thing would not want to face a Ferrothorn. After its Ice Face breaks, I think it becomes really fast too, so that's really good for our Ferrothorn and its Gyro Ball. Alright, so with that, we're going to get some more goodies, and I'm going to see you guys next time. I got some ideas to switch this up at some point.